let's cover how to use Filter Wizard to create more complex filters in Signal Chain Designer. So in order to do that, I'm going to drop our filter block, and I'm going to pick this Filter Wizard button. And this is going to invoke another tool that we have that helps you design more complicated analog filters. We're going to go through the whole design process in this tool, and then we're going to export that back to Signal Chain Designer. So we pick our filter type, we go in here and put our information about the performance that we want. So for example, let's say I wanted a 1 kilohertz cutoff and I need, let's say, 6 kilohertz for my stop band at negative 40 dB. And let's say that I want to optimize for settling, and so that's going to be a Bessel filter. And so I'm going to do that. All right, so then the tool is going to tell us, in order to do all this, you need a 4th order Bessel that requires 2 stages. And it's actually going to give us the information here on this page about the characteristics of these stages. And then we can look at these various views. All of this is completely theoretical. We have not created a circuit yet. So then we go to the Components tab, and now it generates a circuit for us. And now when we look at the views, we are simulating that performance. We also get a few more views like noise and power and voltage range now that we have a circuit. I can accept what the Filter Wizard tells me. I could also optimize. So by default we optimize for lower power, but you could optimize for noise or voltage range. Or I can say, hey, I want to pick my own components, and I go to this I want to choose mode. And now I can say, hey, I want a different op amp. So let's go pick this op amp. And note that that changes it for the A stage. So if I wanted to change it for a different stage, I need to click on the stage letter here. And now I'll go pick a different op amp for that. I could also say, instead of a Allen key implementation, I want a multiple feedback implementation. And I can play with the RC sizing ratio. And just like in Signal Chain Designer, it changes makes the resistors bigger and the capacitors smaller, or vice versa, but does not change the Q or the frequency cutoff. The next screen is our tolerance screen. So Filter Wizard has this really nice feature where we can see how tolerances of the different components affect our band that we might get. So depending on the tolerance, your filter is going to move around a little bit. So this tells us how much it could possibly move around. And then in the Next Steps tab, the key button here is the Send Filter to Signal Chain Designer. So I can send this filter back to Signal Chain Designer. It's going to tell me I can close this window now. And now here is that filter that I designed in Filter Wizard, which I can now use in Signal Chain Designer and treat it just like any other block, export to LT-Spice, do whatever, and it'll show up in the simulation's main simulation, so it's all imported here now. A couple of comments about using Filter Wizard. So one is that the simulation ability in Signal Chain Designer is a little more advanced than Filter Wizard's. And so we are taking into account things like 1/F noise, fed input noise, the input capacitance of the op amps, and so forth. So you may see a little bit different result here in Signal Chain Designer than you would in Filter Wizard. Similar to, when you export to LT-Spice, you may see a little bit different result. And that's because Signal Chain Designer has these extra features that Filter Wizard does not. So that's one comment. The other comment is that Filter Wizard does not support differential amplifiers. So let's say you wanted to create a more complicated differential amplifier. So let's say you wanted to create a 4th order Bessel filter. So what you'd go do is you'd go into Filter Wizard and you set up your passband and stopband and the filter response exactly the way you want. And then you go look at the stage information. And so now it's going to tell us this stage information. Right, so now what we're going to go do is we'll go create a different design. So let's do a differential voltage here. And And actually, one thing to watch out for when you're doing filters is that the impedance of the previous stage will interact with your filters. So you either need to have low impedance or you need to have a buffer. So be aware of that. Oops, I need to do a filter. So now I'm going to go do a single stage. I'm going to do a differential, low pass, second order. And now what I go do is I go get this information, 1.43K, and a Q of 522. And that's my first stage. And I could configure this however I wanted. And then I would go do a second stage, again, single stage, low pass, and second order. And I know it's second order because it says second order here. Sometimes it'll say first order, so you want to do first order there. And now I put in the information, 1.61K and 805. So maybe someday Filter Wizard may support differential amplifiers, but this is the workaround for now. And so now you've got a differential filter version of the specification that you were looking for here. So that's how to do differential filters, more complicated differential filters in Signal Chain Designer. Okay, and that's how you use the Filter Wizard in Signal Chain Designer.